In this video, we're going to be working through question 3 of the project. So open up your spreadsheet. Make sure you're on the main data spreadsheet page so that it looks something like this. And go up and click on the Data tab and see if you have Data Analysis. If you don't, then never fear. You'll just have to install that, and I have a separate video showing you how to do that. But if it's there, we are ready to go ahead. Click on Data Analysis. Make sure it is on Descriptive Statistics, so that should be highlighted, and click OK. Now a box pops up, and see where it's asking for the input range. So we have to tell it which cells of our spreadsheet it should be doing its calculations on. So go to the column for question 3, and starting with the first number, click on that and drag down through the last number, so that you got all 55 of the numbers in that column selected. Now, check the box next to the words Summary Statistics. And now click OK. And we get a little table that pops up in a new sheet of the spreadsheet file. Right now it's kind of squunched up, so I'm going to widen column A so that we can see all the words. So place the cursor up here between the A and the B and just drag it over to make column A wide enough so that you can see all the words. Make sure you see standard deviation completely spelled out there. Now, some of these things we don't care about. We're going to delete some of these rows. So we're going to get rid of the row for, well, first let's delete that empty row 2. So click over here on the 2. If I right-click on that, a little box pops up and I can select Delete, and it deletes that entire row. Now I'm going to delete the standard error row. Right now that's row 3. So on the 3 here, I'm going to right-click and select Delete, and that's not there anymore. Then I'm also going to delete the rows for standard variance and kurtosis and skewness and range, sum, and count. So now what we have left is the mean, the median, the mode, the standard deviation, the minimum, and the maximum. I want the mean and the standard deviation rounded to just one place after the decimal. So I'm going to click on this number that I want to round. Right now it says 3.2909 something. But with that cell highlighted, I'm going to go back up here, click onto the Home tab, and then this right here is the button to decrease the decimal, to show fewer decimal places. So I'm going to click that. Each time I click it, one of the decimal places disappears. So I clicked it until I just have one place after the decimal point showing. So rounded to the nearest tenth, the mean minus 3.3. Yours might be a different number. And I'm going to do the same thing for the standard deviation so that it only shows one digit after the decimal point. So it was 2.57 something, but rounded to the nearest tenth, it's 2.6. Now I'm going to change the heading. So I'm in the Home tab. I click in the middle of this cell here and drag through B1, just cell A1 and B1 so that they are both highlighted. Now up here, click where it says Merge and Center. So that combined those two cells in columns A and B into just one big cell. Now I'm going to delete what it says right now, which is column 1, and change it to number of visits. And I want that to be bold. So click on that again, select bold, and I'm going to turn off the italics. If you want to leave them on, you can, but I'm just going to have it non-italic but bold. And now I'm going to color that. So I'm going to click on the paint can, and you can pick whatever color you like. We can make it yellow or light blue or light green or light purple. Just use some light color so that you can clearly read the words. Now we're going to add the borders and center both columns. So select the entire table, including cell A1, and go up here and select all borders. We've done that before when we were doing question 1 and question 2. And while this is still all selected, we want to center everything. So click here on the centering icon. I had to click it twice because the first time it kind of uncentered the first cell, but then I clicked it again so that everything was centered. I also want things to be centered vertically. And let me just go down here and rename this sheet number of visits so that I can remember what this represents. So at this point, your spreadsheet page should look something like this. Your numbers might be a bit different, but you should have the mean. So that should be the mean of your 55 responses to question 3, and your median and your mode, that's the most common response. So for mine, the average or the mean was 3.3. The median was 2, which means that half the numbers were 2 or more, half of them were 2 or less. So half of my customers visit the restaurant at least 2 times, half of them visited it 2 times or less in the 2-month time period I was talking about. And the most common response was 1. The standard deviation was 2.6, and the minimum and maximum were 1 and 11. So everybody came at least once, and the maximum number of visits was 11. So now all we have to do is save the file. I just clicked on the little icon to save it, and then go into Canvas and submit it.